Good morning, dear students. This is Ritu Jindal from STKL DAV Century Senior Secondary Public School, Mansa. I'm here to discuss the basic accounting terms, capital and drawing from chapter first plus one accountancy. Now let's start the topic. Capital. Suppose you want to start the business. Being owner, you need some money to invest in the business as finance is required to start the business, to run the business, for the growth of the business. So whenever you are going to start the business, the money invested by you in that business from your funds is known as your capital. The amount invested by the proprietor into the business is known as capital. It may be in cash or in kind. Capital may be in the form of cash or in the form of kind. Suppose again you are going to start the business, you have a old building, वो आपकी property है, आपके पास पड़ी है, and in that building you are going to start the business. You had settled down your factories, लगा रहे हो, retail shops कर रहे हो. So that is the amount of building is also known as your capital. So capital may be in cash or in kind. Capital is increased with the amount of profits and decreased with the amount of losses and drawings. Whenever there will be the profits in the business, these profits are added to the capital, and if there will be the losses will be deducted from the capital. So we can say capital increased due to the profits and decreased due to the losses, and also with the drawings we will discuss later on in today's session. Capital can also be calculated by deducting the outsider's liability from the total assets. In previous session, we have discussed the liabilities and assets. So assets are the property of the business. These assets are purchased by the businessman either by arranging the finance from owner or from the outsiders. The outsiders finance are known as outsiders liabilities and owners finance is known as capital. So we can say assets are equal to capital plus liability or capital is equal to assets minus liability. If you have to calculate the amount of capital, then we can deduct the liabilities from the asset and there will be the amount of capital. Capital is shown as the internal liability of the business. Again, in previous session, we have discussed the liability, type of liability, internal liability. So capital, the amount invested by the owner in the business, that amount may be in the form of cash or in the form of kind. Kind means any furniture, building, machinery, जो भी आपके पास पहले से बड़ा है. Capital is increased due to the profits and decreased with the amount of losses as well as drawings. Capital can be calculated by deducting liabilities from the assets. Capital is an obligation and a claim on the assets of the business, but it is the internal claim of the business, internal liabilities of the business. So that is all about capital. Now next, drawings. Drawings. Before discussing drawings, let's again take an example. Suppose you have started the business with rupees 15 lakh. आपने अपना business start कर लिया. After 1 year, after 6 months, after 1 month, any type of example you can take. You need some amount for your household expenses. Household expenses, maybe you want to purchase a clothes for you, maybe you want to pay any type of expenses, electricity bill or other type of expenses. आप वो amount कहाँ से लोगे? Then the businessman will withdraw the amount to pay these expenses from business. आप अपने business से ही amount निकालोगे. Your father will pay your school fees or your other expenses by withdrawing the amount from business. So whenever we withdraw the amount from business for our domestic use, for our household expenses, for our personal expenses, that amount is known as drawing. Drawing is the amount or benefit withdrawn by the owner from the business for personal or domestic use. Domestic, personal, household, any type of expenses. It may be in the form of cash, goods, or asset. Again, take an example. Suppose you are going to start you have the business of electronic goods, और उसमें से आपको कुछ चीज अपने घर के लिए चाहिए, and you have brought that thing to your house. The amount equal to that thing is known as your drawing, because you have withdrawn the thing from the business. Now the business is not able to sell that amount or that asset. Any personal payment out of the business asset is also called drawing. Business out of the business funds. If you have paid any amount of personal expenses, suppose electricity bill is paid through the business cash, then it is also known as your drawing. It reduces the investment of owner. By the amount of drawing, the amount of capital will reduce. So drawing is the amount withdrawn by the proprietor for personal expenses, for household expenses, for domestic expenses. Again, it may be in the form of cash, goods, or assets. For example, Sukhmani started business with cash 50,000 and own furniture 10 rupees 10,000. After some time, she withdrew 3,000 from business for her personal use. 50,000 से business start हुआ, 10,000 से furniture है, and 3,000 withdrawn for personal use. In this case, how much amount can be known as capital? 50,000 cash plus 10,000 furniture. So 60,000 will be the capital, and 3,000 is known as the drawing of the business. So that is all about the capital and drawing. So dear students, that is the end of today's session. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.